Namaskar. Today it's day 98. Day 98. And we are into 98th day of the 100 days Satvik Yogi journey. It's June 19th, 2026. Welcome to day 98 of Satvik Yogi Path, which means we are just 2 days away from celebrating International Day of Yoga on this Sunday. So here we are on the 98th day, and yesterday on day 97, we explored the third limb of Maharshi Patanjali's Yoga Sūtra, second chapter, Yoga Sūtra 2.4746, which said that āsana is the posture with steadiness and ease. Sthir Sukham Asanam. But today, on day 98, Maharshi Patanjali takes us into a deeper dive. How the asana can be perfected. Yoga Sūtra 2.47 or the 47th Yoga Sūtra from the second chapter, Sadhana Pad. So first, let us quickly recite the Yoga Sūtra. And the Yoga Sūtra is Prayatna Shaithilya Ananta Samapatibhyam. Let's do it again. Prayatna Shaithilya Ananta Samapatibhyam. Maharshi Patanjali explains this sutra as when we release effort. So by releasing efforts and merging with the infinite, asana is perfected. Asana is perfected. Now, Maharshi Patanjali reveals the inner secret of asana today in this Yoga Sūtra, Yoga Sūtra 47, the inner secret. How it becomes effortless, spacious, and infinite. We are going to find out in this Yoga Sūtra. Prayatna Shaithilya Ananta Samapatti Bhyam. Now there are two key. How can the asana be perfected? Two keys. We are learning the inner secret of asana, perfecting an asana, the asana. Two keys that perfect asana is the prayatna shaithilya, which means releasing unnecessary effort, and ananta samapatti, expanding awareness into the infinite, anant, infinite. When effort softens and awareness expands, asana becomes effortless. What the sutra is not. To understand the sutra, how asana can be perfected, to understand it better, first we have to understand what it is not. But before we go, once again, each year on March 14, I begin my 100 days journey in returning to the essence of yoga, towards the celebration of International Day of Yoga, and which is just 2 days from today, on June 21st. This year I chose to revisit Maharshi Patanjali's Yoga Sūtra and share my daily practices inspired by it. And we are already into day 98 today. So 2 more days, just 2 more days. So what the sutra is not. To understand what the sutra is about, first let us understand what the sutra is not. This sutra is not collapsing, not laziness, not giving up, not disengaging, not forcing the breath. The sutra is effort without strain. Strength without tension. Breath without force. Awareness without boundaries. Posture as a doorway to the infinite. Let me share an analogy of the bird gliding on the wind. The bird flaps. Imagine a bird flies. It's gliding on the wind. The bird flaps, which is effort. But the bird glides is the effortless movement. When the bird glides on the wind, it is effortless movement. It is moving. It is effortless movement. So the open sky is the Anant, limitless, infinite. Asana becomes perfect when we glide instead of struggle. If I have to share Swami Vivekananda's insight, calmness is the strength of the strong. Remember yesterday's analogy of the mountain. It is unmoved. It is steady. It is grounded. So the strength comes from mountain is strong. The strength comes from calmness. Strength must be relaxed. Effort must be calm. And this is Maharshi Patanjali's teaching. So today we will be practicing. First of all, today is a very good day to introduce Kundalini, Shakti, and the Muladhara Chakra. So today, why this is on day 98, why are we talking about Kundalini and the Muladhara Chakra? Well, I'm going to share with you soon. So let me just share with you once again. Let me share with you our sutra. So here we are. Today's sutra I'm trying to look up the question a viewer asked me 2 days ago. I believe it was day 96. I'm trying to look up the question. Let me see. Okay. Okay, here it is. And hence I thought of introducing Kundalini, Shakti, and Muladhara Chakra. So the question is, so first of all, we have to Okay. Hello, Glenn McQueen hyphen Q6V. Thank you so much for joining today. Thank you. So, first of all, let us recap the bird gliding on the wind, because we have to understand how we can soften our effort to become effortless. So, imagine that same bird in the sky. At first, the bird flaps its wings, and this is effort. But once it catches the wind, the wings open, the body softens, and the bird begins to glide. I sometimes, when early morning, I step out in the sun, and sometimes during my yoga practices out in the mother nature, and sometimes my eyes go, I watch around me, and sometimes I do see how a bird just glides. So first it flaps its wings, and then once it is in the flow, catches the wind, it glides, so which is effortless. The bird is still flying, right? Even though it's gliding, the bird is still flying, still moving, and still alive with energy, but without strain, right? So when it is gliding on the wind, it is flying, it is moving, it is alive with energy, but it is doing all of these without strain. And this is Prayatna Shaithilya, which is effort without struggle. Effort without struggle. And the open sky around the bird is Anant, the infinite. Asan becomes perfect when we glide instead of struggle. Asan becomes infinite when we glide instead of struggle. So, if I have to get back to Swami Vivekananda's insight, Swami Vivekananda taught that strength must be relaxed, effort must be calm, the mind must expand, the body must not fight itself. Swami Vivekananda said that calmness is the strength of the strong. How profound! Calmness is the strength of the strong. And this is what Maharshi Patanjali describes. Now, today, as I said before, we will gently touch upon Kundalini Shakti. So, in Satvik language, Kundalini is the sleeping energy at the base of the spine, right? It rests at the Muladhara chakra. Muladhara chakra, also called the root chakra, at the root center, Muladhara, at the base of the spine, Muladhara chakra. But let me tell you, it is not something to force or awaken dramatically. The sleeping energy, it is not something to force or awaken dramatically. It is something to stabilize, honor, respect, and attune to. When the spine is steady and the breath is effortless, Kundalini feels honored, grounded, and quietly alive. And this is why yogis in the ancient times practiced Siddhasan, Padmasan, Swastikasan. These are the asana that they practiced. Siddhasan, Padmasan, Swastikasan. So what is the purpose of yogis in the ancient times practicing these asana? These three asana are not performance. If someone makes a big deal out of being able to practice Padmasan, the lotus pose, it's not something about performance. These asan is seat, symbolizes stability, ease, grounding, breath, attunement, Kundalini energy. So now you would choose anything. The seat for stability, seat is asan. Asan in English is seat. And what is asan? Asan is when posture is with steadiness and ease. A posture with steadiness and ease. So these seats, what is the purpose of the asan? The purpose of the asan is for stability, is for ease, is for grounding, is for breath, is for attunement, is for Kundalini honor, safety. So let me of all, well, for Siddhasan, there is a method how we do Siddhasan. We sit on the floor, we bend one leg and place the heel near the perineum, which I can show in after the 100 days journey is complete. Each asan, the Siddhasan, the Padmasan, and the Swastikasan, will be covered in separate sessions. But for now, you could choose any one of the seat. Padmasan, the lotus pose, Siddhasan, or Swastikasan. So let's go with Padmasan, the lotus pose. In lotus pose, we sit with our legs extended and then place the right foot, we bend our leg, and right foot on the left thigh, and the left foot on the right thigh, and the knees would move toward the floor. Spine tall, and we breathe soft, and hands in mudra or in the knees, the lotus pose. And similarly, there is a method we practice for Swastikasan, how to be seated in Swastikasan, how to be seated in Siddhasan, or how to prepare to seat in Padmasan. So you could choose any one, Siddhasan, Padmasan, Swastikasan. But you choose not with ego. You choose with honesty. Because this is not performance. It is not for some sort of aesthetics. It is you choose with honesty. But today, to practice the sutra, how asana can be perfected, we will practice something that I teach in my class, and it is called the attunement, Satvik Yogi attunement. So, first, what we need to do is make sure if you're seated, make sure your back and spine is straight. Back and spine is straight, and you are looking at a point at the eye level. Let me just, okay. Now I am at the eye level. Okay. So you sit with your back and spine straight and looking at a point at the eye level, chin slightly tucked in. Roll your shoulder to open up your chest. And now, if you're seated on a chair, feel your feet grounded. And if you're seated in Padmasana, Siddhasana, or even Sukhasana, the easy pose, Sukhasana. Sukhasana is the simple crisscrossed seated position. It's also called the easy pose. So you feel the ground. Our first step is we settle. Make sure you're seated not on your tailbone, on your sitting bones, and let the spine rise naturally. Now, step 2, Muladhara awareness. So, first, settle. Settle your body. Now, the next step is Muladhara awareness. Gently sense the base of your spine. Gently sense the base of your spine, the Muladhara awareness. It is to be sensed. The first step, you settle your body. The second step, you sense your Muladhara awareness at the base of the spine. And step 3 is now effortless breath. Inhale. Now, even to do that, place one hand. You can place one hand gently over your navel. And now, gently inhale from your navel and exhale. You're not counting, you're not forcing, you're gently inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling. So that is your breathing effortlessly with no efforts. Now you soften. Soften. How? You ask silently, where can I soften? Where can I soften? I'm practicing to settle my body. I have sensed the Muladhara at the base of the spine, the Muladhara awareness. I am effortlessly breathing. Now, where can I soften? Now it's time to soften. Where can I soften? You can soften, relax the space between your eyebrows. You relax your jaw. Create a space between your teeth. Drop your tongue loosely onto the floor of the mouth. Just relax. So you got your answer. Where can I soften? Relax your jaw, relax your shoulders, relax your belly, relaxing the space between your eyebrows. So you get the answer of softening. And now you expand. Anant. Let awareness widen like a bird gliding in the open sky. Just leave it. Just release the effort. Merge with the infinite. Expand. And then you seal it with, that is jap, and you whisper, effort softens, awareness expands. Effort softens and awareness expands. That was our attunement practice for today, Yoga Sūtra 2.47. And now we have the day 98 challenge for you. Today, the challenge is you choose one posture today. One posture. Sitting, sitting is a posture. Standing, standing is a posture. Walking, walking is a posture too. And practice it with any sitting, standing, talking, walking, any of the posture. You would just select one posture and you would practice it with effort softened, awareness expanded, breath effortless, and body steady. So that's your challenge. That one posture you would select, you would choose, and you would practice it with breath effortlessly, body steady, awareness expanded, and efforts softened. And this is āsana in daily life. And that's your challenge. Day 98 teaches us that perfection in āsana is not about the shape of the body. Perfection in āsana seat is not about the shape of the body. It is about effort softened, awareness expanded, energy respected, and the body becoming a steady, easeful, steady, easeful seat for Kundalini Shakti. Now, what is Kundalini Shakti? That you sense at the base of the spine the dormant energy, the potential. And this is prayatna Shaithilya Ananta Samapatibhyam in the Satvik Yogi Path. So tomorrow, a big day, we explore Yoga Sūtra 2.48, and it is our day 99, and it is about learning the result of perfect asana. Result of perfect asana. So we meet tomorrow, the second last day of our 100 days journey in returning to the essence of yoga, and the day exactly before the summer solstice, which of course is International Day of Yoga. That is on Sunday. Until then, stay warm, stay open, and most importantly, stay honest to your own story. I thank you all for your presence in this journey of day 98 with me. Thank you.